absolutely spectacular at the Atomic Speedway. Take a look at his stats. He's got 31 wins, 57 top 5 finishes in 81 career starts here.
Cole Duncan is an old school racer, would have been better in my generation with his work ethic and the fact that he knows every part of the car. I think almost maybe handicaps him a little bit these days, where he might be better if he didn't have to worry about all the things he does have to worry about. But I'm proud of the racer he is. He works really hard. Like I say, old school is probably the best way I could describe it.
Well, I guess that goes way back to my grandpa. I call him Pops. We've always said he's the biggest racer out of all of us, and he never drove a race car. He just loved the sport and got my dad into quarter midgets, and then that evolved into sprint cars for him, and I took the same path. They got me a quarter midget. My parents got me a quarter midget. I was 4, I guess, and raced quarter midgets. So I was 13, and we kind of knew that was probably the path that we wanted to take with my career, was sprint cars. So before I was even done with quarter midgets, we started piece by piece putting together a sprint car. We bought a used car off of Rob Cheney that was a ex-Eldon Jack Hodden Shield car, you know, from the 22 days. And then we went back and got a little Dash 12 motor. I think we bought that from Rob Cheney too, kind of separately, and pieced a car together that was almost as old as I was, and we went racing.
Next two to make their way onto the speedway from Lockbourne, Ohio, it's the Ohio Heating Motor City Auto Transport Helms Construction Wolf Composites 22 of Cole Duncan. And joining him from Circleville, Ohio, in the Beasley Trucking MJF Logistics 2S, Nathan Skaggs. Cole Duncan in 22, Nathan Skaggs in 2S. First lap time, second quit for Cole Duncan, 11.234, 1.1234. Skaggs goes 11.642, 1.1642. Cole Duncan out of turn 4, second lap time for Duncan at 11.457. First lap quicker at 11.234. Skaggs.
It's just home. You know, it was my dad's home track. We've always lived in the surrounding Columbus area, so it's our closest dirt track. And that was one place, like, you know, we touched on earlier, growing up watching my dad, and you know, whether or not I studied what he was doing or the cars or whatever, I watched him a lot at Atomic. You know, he has a track championship at Atomic, so it was really cool when I got my first track championship at Atomic. You know, it's always cool to do something your dad's done, and he's always been my hero. So to be able to accomplish some of the same things is really cool for me, and it's just a place that fits my style. The fans are great down there. You know, I'm glad we've been able to bring the Outlaws back to Atomic. You know, that's something I think they were missing down there for quite a while. So it's cool to have that fan engagement, and you know, we try and support our fans just as much as they support us. You know, we can't always take the time at the track and have those long conversations with all the fans, but I do enjoy, you know, seeing some of them that may only get to come for an outlaw race or some of the bigger shows, and and you know, catching up with, you know, you get to know a lot of them. A lot of them have become friends, and you know, I really enjoy it, and I hope they enjoy it too. The World of Outlaws are the best in the world and have been for years. So ultimately, your goal is to run well with those guys, and anytime you put together a top 5 finish with the Outlaws, I think, you know, especially for a team like ours, you know, you've accomplished something. We're proud of that. Obviously, the goal is to win. I don't think I've ever went to a racetrack thinking I couldn't win, or, you know, there's no point in going if you don't feel like you have a shot to win, in our opinion. So yeah, we're proud of the results we had Friday and Saturday, and you know, we had a game plan going in. Atomic's our home track. It's where we've raced the most. We haven't got to race there this year until the Outlaws got there with rain and everything else. So, you know, it was tough, but we still had a game plan, and I feel like I've seen about every track condition there. So we had years of notebooks that we could fall back on, and we were able to execute.